So there's a general shift going on at the moment in enterprises in general, and what we see is, the power is shifting a little bit from the CIO to the CMO and to the lines of business, and part of that is due to the rise of software as a service, because the lines of business now can acquire technology that the CIO used to have as part of their backbone. So I think that's a big change. Now I think the other thing that's going on at the moment is that with the rise of mobility, cloud, big data, and social, we're seeing all of these converging forces which are really changing the IT landscape. And so there's a kind of a lot going on. And I think that because of that, and because of one other factor, the CIO's job is becoming increasingly complex, because not only do they have to understand technology now, but they also have to understand business much more than they ever have had to. IT is essentially paying down the technical debt that has accrued over the last 30 years. So if you think about it, I'm a retail bank. 30 years ago, somebody made the great decision to buy a mainframe. The high likelihood is you've still got that mainframe, and so that so every time you add another technical decision, you've got to kind of work out how it's going to fit, and it's going to stay in your environment for a really long time. Now, TIBCO helps a little bit with this, with our integration layer, allowing people to leverage the investments they've made in years past to create new solutions. But that's certainly a big part of the challenge that the CIO actually has. Now, I think that one of the biggest things I see, though, from a technology change point of view, is this idea that we have to make enterprise IT software more consumable. If you think about it, the rise of mobility has taught people that an app store is how you get your functionality, and that your functionality is who you are. The apps that I have are how I work. And I think that is starting to creep into enterprise IT. And we're starting to see people think about, how do I create beautiful and engaging experiences for my corporate systems, not just simply making them functional. And if I look back kind of 10, 15 years ago, hey, all we cared about 10, 15 years ago was how many functions, how much capability, and let's get it done. Bigger and better bigger and faster isn't necessarily better. So I've always been hugely impressed with the technology that's come out of the Israeli market. I mean, I've seen some incredibly innovative stuff that's come out, especially over the last couple of years. And one of the areas that I think that you guys have done a really good job of is understanding both the technology and the psychology of social networks. I've seen some very interesting technologies that really start to think about what does it mean to be part of a social network, and what's the psychology behind it. And so I've always been very impressed, and hopefully we'll do more with Israeli technology in the future.